Here we are in Chapter 5 review exercises numbers 15 through 19. Notice in all of these we're dividing by a binomial, so we don't have the luxury of just putting each of these individual terms over it. We have to do the long division. So we actually have 2x cubed plus x squared minus x plus 1, and that is being divided by 2x plus 3. All right, so 2x goes into 2x cubed, x squared times. Multiply those and we get 2x cubed plus 3x squared. Remember, you always take that times the whole binomial and put it underneath. And now, remember, this is a subtraction in here. Let's not forget that. So when we subtract, and x squared minus 3x squared is a minus 2x squared. Drop down the minus x. 2x goes into minus 2x minus 1x times. So x times 2x, negative x times 2x is a negative 2x squared minus a 3x. And again, we subtract. Put that in a different color to remind us. So that's now a plus 2x squared, so it cancels. So a negative 1 plus 3 is a positive 2x plus 1. 2x goes into 2x one time, plus 1, and we get 2x. 1 times 3 is 3, and then again we subtract. And 2x minus 2x is gone. 1 minus 3 is a negative 2. So our answer then is this up here, x squared minus x plus 1, with the remainder over 2x plus 3. So minus 2 over 2x plus 3. And there's the answer for number 15. Number 16. This is dividing by a binomial. Notice that it's a leading power of 1 and the leading coefficient is 1. This is good. We can do synthetic division. So we take the opposite of this number is 3 and we put it in this box. Then we write out the coefficients here. Notice that there is that's a 0y squared in there. So we have to make sure and put that 0 in to fill in the space. So the coefficients are 3, 0, negative 2, and 5. All right. So now when we go through and do this, we get, this comes straight down. 3 times 3 is 9. 0 plus 9 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Negative 2 plus 27 is 25. 3 times 25 is 75. 5 plus 75 is 80. And so right there, this used to be an y cubed, so we've now dropped it a power down to a y squared. So the answer is 3y squared plus 9y plus 25, and the remainder is right here. That's the remainder that was down there at the end of this type of a problem. So we now have plus 80 over, what was it? Y minus 3 was our original divisor. There we go. Number 17, and you'll see why we did it over here. Didn't leave enough room, is synthetic division is good for both of these. So we're using the opposite of negative 1, so we're going to use a 1 over in the box. And we have 2. Notice there's no x cubed, so we have to have a 0. Then a negative 1, then a 6, then a 3. And synthetically divide. Bring the 2 straight down. 1 times 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. There's our remainder. We used to be at an x to the fourth, so all these coefficients are x to the cubed. X cubed, or x to the third, and go down. So the answer is going to be 2x cubed plus 2x squared plus a 1x plus a 7, and then we have plus the remainder over the original divisor right there, x minus 1. So that's the answer. Saved a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on like that. Alrighty, let's do the next one. Number 18. Notice this is not a synthetic division problem. I apologize that we can't do that, but we can't. So this is 2a squared minus 1, and it goes into this big ugly mess here. 8a to the fourth plus 2a cubed minus 10a squared minus a, minus a plus 3. And let's see what she does here. 2a squared into 8a to the fourth is 4a squared. That becomes 8a to the fourth minus 4a squared. So that's over here. So they're lined up. Subtract. Let's not forget the subtraction thing we're supposed to do here. We might have gotten a wrong answer there. That's gone. So we have 2a cubed comes down. Negative 10a squared plus 4a squared. That's a negative 6a squared. And then let's go ahead and bring this guy down, minus a. 2a squared goes into 2a cubed how many times? Exactly a times. A times 2a squared does indeed give us 2a cubed, so that'll subtract to 0. A times minus 1 is a minus a. Ooh, look at that. That's some fanciness right there. So that goes away, and we get minus 6a squared. This guy cancels, and then that comes down. That's interesting. We've gone every other one through this problem. So now 2a squared goes into negative 6a squared minus 3 times. 3 times 2, negative 3 times 2 is a negative 6a squared. Negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 3. Oh, wow. When we subtract, this comes out to give us a remainder of 0. So our answer is 4a squared plus a minus 3. Excellent. All right, last problem. We have 12x squared. Can we do synthetic division? Nope, we have a leading coefficient of 3, so we could not do it. Here we had a power of 2, so we couldn't do it. 12x squared minus 5x. Oh, I better give myself a little bit more room there. So 12x squared minus 5x minus 2 and 3x minus 2. All right, so 3x goes into 12x squared, 4x times 3x is 12x squared. Then 4x times a minus 2 is a negative 8x. Don't forget we are subtracting here. Might be tempted to make that a negative 13x, but it is not. It is negative 5 minus minus 8. That's negative 5 plus 8 is positive 3x. Drop down the minus 2. Oh, look at that. That 3x goes into that 3x plus 1, and we get 3x minus 2, which when we subtract, we go straight to 0. So our answer is right up there with no remainder, 4x plus 1. Okay, there was 15 through 19.